but I believe that should do it. And I'm just going to pretend that it worked.
That did do it. We are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, LeChance is definitely going to have to do some technical investigations because this happened last time to me as well. You guys missed the coolest fight. And I'm so sorry. Glacial Galaxy had an amazing fight, an incredible Echo ult. Oh my goodness. That was a lot of damage, and Yuumi almost went goodbye. Let's see. Just going to post that we're back. I'm sure that's going to happen at least one more time, and I hope that it doesn't. Okay, wow, look at this! So much damage, and goodbye, Echo! Yuumi caught out, dives right to the Ezreal, and they're clear and open to start on this Drake. Oh, Cooney ulting right now, but Ornn is as well. Can Ornn land this ult? Yes, absolutely, but now can he reach Kale? No. These top laners just unable to kill each other. Actually, I think Cooney did die during the break time, and maybe right now a great knockup leap, able to solo Cooney out on that Ornn. Wow. The game currently has been spent where both top laners will just sit top for as long as they can, and maybe they're not able to do that anymore.
Now, one of the things that chat did miss because of the stream crash is Echo did have a very important gank top lane to stop Cooney from killing Ornn a second time and get himself a kill on a Kale. So that was very important in order, if in the act of turning that lane around and giving Ornn the capability of let his way back into the lane for that kill right there.
Absolutely. Ooh, a great tag right here by Ahri. Yeah, and right now, both teams 4-4, but 2 Drakes over to the side of Frank's Little Beauties. Wow, and the full combo coming out. Droxter's losing a lot of health, but Zyra, and here we go. Incredible, almost able. Echo flashing, seeing if she can get the kill right here. Jumps over, but you cannot escape that Echo E. Wow. Droxter's a noble attempt to get out. Leaving his...
Something just occurred to me that I didn't think about at the start of this game.
Yes.
The Yuumi Echo combo is disgusting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, oh! Wow! Well done. Not much Zyra could do in that situation, I don't think.
No.
I'd have to
This is not what I expected out of Game 1.
I mean, this has been this has been a brutal back and forth, and there is a gold lead, but it's not by much. It's not insurmountable by any imagination. And you talked about how important this Echo play was going to be, and he's got 4 kills. He's doing a pretty good job.
That is true. So many things in this game, like the Kale getting first blood and the Ornn managing to make a comeback after Gale got first blood.
Mm-hmm.
All of those, none of that would have been remotely in any of my predictions.
Yeah, you know, in the infinite chaos of the universe, it is hard to know what will and won't happen. Although there's at least a 99% chance of chaos when it's these two teams playing each other.
Now, I am noticing that Yuumi opted to go the Magi's route. Do you think that Frank's Little Beauties will be able to secure a kill on Yuumi that will ruin that Magi's purchase?
You know, we're going to have to see if they can snowball. I think if Yuumi sticks to Echo, you know, they've got this Echo, they've got this Ezreal, 2 champions that are very slippery, lots of jumping around, but not uncatchable, you know? Oh, Cooney turning the corner here. Ahri unable to kill it. Oh, but Ahri just dashes away, even after being taunted. Well played. Okay, alright, full combo does come out here in the Zyra. So much damage, and the Droxter's ult comes out, and Trundle, even though exhausted, still gonna go after this Yuumi. and re-engaging onto this Ahri in the mid lane. Unable to escape. 7-7. At this rate, we're going to get to one of those games where it's a kill per minute.
Now, it is worth noting that during the pan away, Trundle actually died to Yuumi under the tower.
Interesting. Oh, trapped right there. Okay, but Echo, now he's got a lot of gold, choosing to run away, and now Ornn is backing him up as well. Ornn, the Ornn horn actually misses there. All right, Leap, getting a little bit of distance, flashing out, and Ezreal teleports in. This fight doesn't seem done. Kayle is notably out of mana, though.
The dragon does come up in 30 seconds. What do you do here if you're on the side of Frank's Little Beauties? How do you set up for this?
I think you've got enough time to back and get back into this situation. If they had started backing at that point. Ooh, stopping some of those backs there. Pretty important. Yeah, I mean, you've already got 2 dragons. Obviously, you don't want to give this up. I don't think this is worth dying over. A great flash over the wall, and Droxer's getting some distance. We've got the Ariel coming out. This is a lot of persistent damage. Kaylin goes down, but support, barely a support, dealing so much damage. Okay, but Flea the Fifth may have gone too far here. Absolutely too far. What you don't want to do is fight that fight in piecemeal, like they did right there. I think you either give it up or you fully commit to it. And now, Glacial Galaxy has the kill lead and an Infernal Drake. They're not going to say no to that damage.
Now, I think Glacial Galaxy is in a dangerous situation here.
Sure.
Because they are under the illusion, you know, if they're just looking at the scoreboard, as it is, not hitting tab, just upper right-hand corner, all they see is that it's 8-10. And they think that they've taken the lead.
Right.
But if you look at the gold,
Yes.
you actually realize that the side of Frank's Little Beauties is still 2k ahead.
Right.
So they have more gold. I haven't really looked at the levels, but I'm pretty sure they have a few more. Maybe they're tied in those. So it's a very kind of dangerous situation. Because they may think that they have the advantage in these fights now when they're actually really still behind.
And Frank's Little Beauties has these 2 great ticking time bombs, the Caitlyn and the Kayle. Incredible late game damage dealers. Oh, Bowberry Finn, maybe he caught out here what he thought was a trap, but oh my goodness, so much damage comes out. The Echo ult still gets knocked up, and Galio stunned out of his ult there. Misclicked, lives through the entire encounter. Oh, a charm just mere Teemos away. Gosh, so much damage out of Zyra and Caitlyn. Wow.
Oh, how much you want to bet that they laughed that combo out right there?
Yeah.
That was too professional. Hold up.
That was wild. That was wild. Plea the Fifth has just been on par. It looks like we've got a little skirmish here. Misclicked, prevented from getting all the way in by a Trundle Pillar. Plea the Fifth is a prime target right here, but Droxers, yikes! I don't know. If they stick around for this fight, it could go either way, because Echo can take Zyra out immediately. It's just if Echo's able to get into that situation. Oh, and here we go. Oh, Plea the Fifth does go down, but at what cost? Okay, Misclick does go back in. They back off a little bit. Droxers stepping up, being aware of that Echo ult. Gotta watch out for that shadow behind him. Wow. I mean, these teams are not afraid to battle about, but I mean, I think you're right. It's about where the gold is, and I think the gold is in a lot scarier place. Oh, but is Droxers able to get out of this situation in a flash? Wow. Yuumi keeping him alive. All right, that doesn't get the kill. Dang, this is gonna be a scrap, man. Whew. The next 10 minutes of this game, if there are that many minutes left, are going to be wild, because they have just been fighting more and more. As they gain the tools, they're like, okay, as we get more items, we need to use them to fight. We're not zoning, this is just, this is going to be combat.
Yeah, and one of the things with these comps. Well, wait a second. Neptune's kind of getting caught out in the mid
Yeah,
lane.
yeah, absolutely. They left an opening, and Neptune really went for it. But let's see, and a great flash over, gets some distance, gets over to the other blast cone, and bounce, baby, right out of there. Wow, a great escape.
I will talk about the thing that I was trying to talk to if we get a moment of dull time.
Yes,
Uh, so
unlikely.
yes, the thing I was going to say is I don't know who scales better anymore, right? Oh my lord, and there's
Echo
another
going
fight.
right in here, okay. Huckleberry Finn stunned up right now, gets knocked up by the Orn ult. Let's see. Okay, Echo actually being forced to ult right there. Bug Sawyer backing away. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to win this fight on his own. Plea the Fifth a little bit separated. Droxers is here, throws a Q across, doesn't catch anything, but Kale is in really deep, but all by herself. Okay, trying to get some space here. Looks like Zyra and Caitlyn are looking for ways to re-engage. Let's see how well you can kite. Can you kite an entire team? It doesn't look like it. The ult comes down, which buys you a few seconds of time. But eventually, the inevitable. And that was catastrophic. Glacial Galaxy, I'd say, now in a very good situation. Although even 6 kills ahead is still just tied right now. Which is kind of crazy.
True. And I also think that these are the two people that you do not want to be up when you are trying to take this dragon.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of poke here. I do think they're going to be able to secure it, especially with Ornn walking onto the backside here. Yikes.
So, the thing I was going to say is I don't know who scales better anymore. Because, one of the things with these teams is it's talking about how, Kale Caitlyn scales very well. You have your hyper carry damage sources towards the end of the game, whereas the other side really only has Ornn that's securing like their late game. Ahri kind of falls off. Ezreal doesn't fall off as much, but he's certainly not a Varus or a Jinx in terms of hyper carry levels. So the thing is, now that Echo has 6 kills, these Ornn with a 6-kill Echo is going to have way more influence over this late game as we kind of continue. So we'll just have to wait and see to if this Kale is able to scale up.
Well, I'll say this: Glacial Galaxy can absolutely do this. Like they have shown that they can win these fights, and if they keep winning them, they've won the last 3. If they can keep winning them and keep taking these dragons, I mean, if you can't stop the momentum, then the game's over. We'll see, though. These fights have been turned into dragons. They have not been turned into turrets. Not a single turret from Frank's Little Beauty has gone down. So there's a considerable buffer between them and the Nexus.
Now, why do you think they don't have any turrets, and how do you think they convert these fights into towers?
I mean, it's all about where the fights end up taking place. A lot of these fights have been happening over Dragon or deep in the side of Glacial Galaxy territory. And you just simply aren't in a position. And here we go, Cooney trying the old 1v3. Draws out the ult, but again, only a few seconds of time, and Kale is just not at the place yet where she can do that. And now we're getting some considerable death timers. So I guess that's how you do it, is you start winning these fights late in the game. And just getting the free time.
Something that is important to notice here on the side of Frank's Little Beauties is that they're starting to be in a relatively large XP deficit. The gold, still relatively even. But you look at the levels, they're all down 1 across the board.
Ooh, they've caught Ornn here a little bit, done about 60% of his health, but now they're the ones that are caught. And I'm sorry, but I don't see how Zyra escapes this. And maybe even Trundle. Forced to run down. Yeah, I believe the Echo Yuumi combo paying off once again. And I mean, Baron's the next major objective that's up. Oof, this Echo just able to eliminate carries. The Caitlyn and the Kale have got to be cautious. Have got to be cautious.
And that's something that, Galio is useful with when he has his ultimate. He can put his ult down, and suddenly Echo has to make an evaluation as to whether he can kill them or not.
Speaking of evaluations, they are on Baron right now. They're trying to see if they can push him off, and Droxer's going to get rooted by this Yuumi ult. Kale is here, but Droxer's gone. Caitlyn, that's so much gold. Kuni, not sure if they can get damage acquired off, and here comes the Galio ult. Does get a knockup, which buys some time as well. Oh my goodness, so much damage right there. Okay, if Kuni goes down though, then the threat is gone. Kuni stuck there. Okay, plea the fifth. Okay, in the circle. Oh my god, they're just re-engaging one at a time. One at a time, Frank's Little Beauties is essentially walking into this Baron pit, and inexplicably, Galio and Kale survive for an illegal amount of time. They were alive for so long, just trading off the knockups, trading off the Kale ult. That is what they needed to stay in this game, because if Glacial Galaxy got that Baron, that's a rough situation.
Now, that was such a tough spot for that Kale in that fight. Just watching Kale, constantly walking back and forth, trying to get into attack range, and just being so terrified of being popped like she eventually was, made that fight just so difficult for her. But the fact that she was able to find those massive, that massive damage in the middle of those team fights was, insane for the position she was in. There were 4 people pressuring her, and the only thing between her and them was a 100 health Galio.
Yeah.
Props to Kale for that fight right there.
Absolutely. And they are gearing up. Boy, they want this dragon. Okay, and they've just started it. Okay, Kuni is 1 level away from level 16. Okay, Buggleberry Finn just buying some time. It looks like they do get the dragon, and they decide to fight with 3 dragons. Okay, Neptune going in, loses a huge chunk of her health. Ezreal on the backside right here, but does not have Yuumi, and a Yuumi coming in, huge ultimate, stunning so many people. Buggleberry Finn living for a decent amount of time, but it looks like Frank's Little Beauties is going to have to back off. Such low health bars. A Kale ult, just to give him a little bit of a second. Oh my god. I think Zara gets out. Wow. Okay, and going right to that Baron. They lost the dragon, but they're immediately trading it. And I don't think there's anything Frank's Little Beauties can do to stop them.
Yeah, it's looking bad right now. The Baron's gonna start cracking those towers that Glacial Galaxy was not able to get before. Yeah, but the thing that my attention is drawn to that fight is one of the reasons that I think it went so poorly for Frank's Little Beauties was actually not because of an Echo flank. In fact, Echo was at the front of their team, just approaching it head-on. It was the Ezreal flank that actually messed them up. Because Ezreal approach, it wasn't even a flank per se, but everyone, if you look at your minimap, approached from the left side of the red jungle into Dragon, right? And Ezreal went in from the right. And that completely took Kale out of the fight. Kale could no longer focus all of her damage with no worries of, getting hurt by their front line. Right. All of Kale's attention went towards that Ezreal. And we saw how much damage Kale could do. Once that was offline, the fight was over for Frank's Little Beauties. There was no getting rid of targets like the Echo.
Speaking of that damage, Kale has finally gotten to level 16, which is huge, and has 3 items, and may be more of a beast. But into this Baron, Frank's Little Beauties still takes a tower into this Baron. They are down 14 kills and a decent amount of gold. I think, realistically, they should have just taken that dragon and split. Because, to me, what that play said was, okay, we're betting on Soul. We've gotten to Soul Point. Let's get that Infernal Soul. Even if it's not regarded as, the best, it's definitely something. And maybe
especially with Zyra and Caitlyn, too.
Right. No, absolutely.
Now, something that I think is important to look at are the Ornn upgraded items. because we have them on Echo and Ari, but specifically on Echo, the item that has been upgraded is an Iceborne Gauntlet. So now you have to think about how Caitlyn is going to deal damage to that when a Yuumi is on it.
Absolutely. God, yeah, that is really going to be tough. Echo has not died in a very, very long time. Oh, wow, a lot of damage coming out, prompting the Echo ult right away. Just decides, hey, it's way better for me to live. Oh, a great knock-up right there. Okay, Roxor's Caitlyn ult coming down. A lot of damage coming down to Neptune, but still, I believe, yes, still has ult to run away, if need be. Oh, wow, so much damage! So much damage down onto this Ezreal. Okay, Droxers, oh my god. Oh my goodness, using the net to go forward, getting 1,000 gold bounty. Beautiful. Well done. Risky play. And now they're sticking around with some, at least not at full health. And nobody seemingly can stop this Ornn. Just in the side lane. Okay, Echo goes in, does get stunned up. Ults again, which is insane. Cooney laying down these auto attacks. This is the past level 16 Kale, but with no mana. And I think they are backing off. I believe I just heard a teleport. Did Ornn just teleport in?
Ornn did just teleport into the mid lane.
Alright. Frank's Little Beauties is wisely going to reset. Glacial Galaxy probably just thinking, okay, how can we end this game now? We've got it down to inhibitor turrets, but we need to crack that base. And Soul Point is coming up in 28 seconds.
And with that in mind, all of Glacial Galaxy just backed, which means every single cent of that 5k gold advantage is going to be in their pocket.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's
So,
all on the field.
The terrifying thing right now for Frank's Little Beauties is they really need to win this fight.
Right.
And at the same time, in this fight will be a level 18 Ornn and a level 13 Zyra.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
That paints the picture pretty clearly.
Yeah, 100%, but let's see, they actually do. Okay, they taunt the Ornn for a little bit here. Ezreal ult comes out, Echo does go in. Can they kill the Echo? They kill the Echo before he's able to ult! Ornn ult goes down, gets a lot of knockups, but Frank's Little Beauty's still alive and well. Okay, a kill does go down. It looks like the carries of Glacial Galaxy are getting low, and this Ornn might actually go down for the first time in the game. A sideways ult. This is incredible! Frank's Little Beauty's punching up in this fight is actually going to take Soul Point and basically wipe out their team. Look at the health bars of Ezreal and Ari. So low, so tight. This game is a banger. Oh my god. And now they've got Soul, and they're going to push to deal some crazy damage to their base.
That fight went very poorly for Glacial Galaxy.
Yes.
And it's such a shame because I have had so much fun watching their Echo.
They locked him up and just were able to kill him before he could ult.
I think the real issue for Glacial Galaxy in that fight was that they played it front to back. And I mean, we saw what happened. The Kale and the Caitlyn were in the back line, never got touched the entire fight, and Glacial Galaxy just melted.
Right.
And that is the...
Oh, the flash. Okay. Oh my goodness. A great little misdirect there. The Zyra lived a little bit longer than she might have, but... Okay, well that's huge. That's 40 seconds without the Zyra.
Yeah, that is really big. I don't know. Baron will be up soon. Whether or not the Glacial Galaxy is able to capitalize, I think 4 members might still be enough to pressure them off it. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, here's the thing, though. Frank's Little Beauty risks being completely aced. God, this Ornn's so big. Okay.
It's also worth noting.
Kale is very split from this fight. Does get knocked up, and Echo does go in on him. And Gallia's going to come in, get a big knock-up. 2 people get knocked up. Cooney laying down those auto attacks, charging up that Quinto's Neptune is over the wall. Roxer's auto-attacking. Let's see if they can get down here. And yes, absolutely, it does look like Ezreal is going to go down. And can they turn around? Gosh, this Kale still alive, and so is that Ornn, but now they've got the inside track. And they want turrets. which is absolutely what they need in this situation.
So I imagine they're going to go for this mid in him. They don't really have the wave to push for another. Are they just going to push to end?
Maybe. That is very much their style. They're going to see what they can do. A great Echo ult right there, but doesn't lead to any kills. Okay, and Kalen ult gets the kill! Gets the kill! They can push and end right now! People are coming up, but it might not be enough. They're on the Nexus, and game 1 in an insane turnaround is going to Frank's Little Beauties. Wow. Just wow. My God. Wow.
That was a very fun game to watch.
As they say, by St. Crispin's nose knuckle.
Lord, look at the Kale damage.
That was just Kale just persistently over time, just dealing a little bit more damage, Whew. Okay, just a little bit of bookkeeping. Folks, we've got a game 2. There is a follow-up. There's a part 2. There's a sequel. The next chapter in the book is right around the corner. Thank you to our subscribers. Rescued, thank you so much for subscribing to us. Even when the stream goes down, we appreciate when folks support us. And also, once again, happy birthday to Neptune. Happy birthday to Plead the Fifth. Both you guys just played so well in that last game. Wow. Also, almost certainly, the stream will go down again in this next game, but we will bring it right back if that does happen. Hold no name. I'm going to send you...
Sure.
Another invite. Also, Tenuam... Oh, you said... Oh, no, sorry. Prophet asked, what is this? A brief summation is this is the LBLCS, the low-budget LCS. We are a league of like-minded individuals. No, this is a casual / competitive League of Legends league. Think the LCS, but with substantially less finances, and you'll have settled on us. Oh, no name. What'd you think of that game? Holy shit! What the fuck just happened? Are we allowed to swear?
That
I'm sure we are.
was an absurd game. So, first of all, what struck me most about it is that I wouldn't call it an even game through and through.
No.
But it was so back and forth.
Yeah.
It was never even. It was always either, oh my god, Little Kev is slaughtering them all. Or, they're not Little Kev anymore. Excuse me. Frank's Little Beauties. Oh my lord, Frank's Little Beauties is slaughtering them all. Or, oh my lord, Glacial Galaxy is slaughtering them all. And it kept trading on and off.
Another friend.
Thank you so much, Hobby Slayer. You are the newest investor to the LBLCS. We appreciate your time. Sorry, continue on, no name.
That is just fine. Yeah, so it was absolutely wild to watch it just swing constantly.
Yes.
And I think the thing that was most insane is how little of a bearing the goal differential had on it. I feel like every time someone was in the negative on goal differential, they started winning fights.
Yeah. This, and this is one of the reasons why I love the LBLCS. This is a game where spirit almost mattered more than gold did. I'm sure that folks that really know what's going on with this game can look at it and give the real reasons, but I mean that's just what it felt like. It was like whoever showed up with the tenacity won those fights, and that's not to say that either team stopped trying. I would say the majority of the game, Glacial Galaxy, was spanking them fight after fight. They had a 14 kill lead at one point. But Frank's Little Beauties was just, I guess, would you say, consistent? Is that... I
don't know if that's what this says. I think Frank's Little Beauties is consistent, but I think a lot of that match showed inconsistency.
Sure.
Things like Cooney being caught out um, you know, Plead the Fifth being caught out, things like that.
Let me
Those don't show
amend.
consistency.
Let me amend my definition of consistency.
Okay.
Uh, they were consistently and persistently just pursuing their game plan, and although they were individually getting caught out, it was never at like the crucial team fight. There were bad fights that happened, but when they needed to take that third dragon, they were all there. And they were all in the right place, and they burned that dragon down. And then they lost the fight. But they weren't there to win a fight. They were there to get the third dragon to put them to soul point. Is
I
what
still
I'm
don't
telling
know if I
myself.
agree.
I think that was them betting on dragons. I think that was them being.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Um, the reason I don't agree with them always being like coordinated on fights and consistent in that manner is
No, not always.
okay.
Definitely not always. Did you watch that game? They definitely weren't always in the right place, and I love them all dearly. But it was when it really, really, really mattered. And like after Kale got level 16, then it was kind of over. They kind of just got outscaled by a Kale.
I'm not sure that they got outscaled though, and this is the third time in a row that I've contradicted one of your
Please,
statements.
absolutely.
I don't think so because I think that Kale was still vulnerable. Now, of course, Kale
Yes.
is terrifying. Kale has that ultimate, so when you have people like Ari and Echo, diving on them is not always the answer because you can't, you won't be able to just auto assassinate them, and then you might just fall over and die. But there were, just a fight before that. I know that Kale wasn't level 16 yet for that fight, but that having the Ezreal on the other side that took Kale's eyes off of the main team made that fight a sweep for Glacial. And so in those last two, the first one, like I said, they played front to back, and that was Glacial Galaxy because they don't have front to back damage. They have an Ari, they have an Echo. Their only front to back damage source is Ezreal, and you just have to bank on that out damaging a Caitlyn and a Kale.
Right.
So that went bad, and then the next fight they just simply got caught out and picked, which was really bad for them, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong.
I should also say
that,
we are on the stream. We are in the draft as well. I just wanted to let you know about that. But please continue on because I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, because they had never got that next fight where they positioned in a way that took Kale's out, didn't make Kale a non-factor, but made her damage not go on through the entirety of Glacial Galaxy. They lost those fights.
Sure.
And I think if they could have redirected it, then it would have been a huge problem. It's not even that Echo had to get some godly flank. Echo just had to be behind their entire team and out of range of being insta-killed.
Right.
And if that happened, then that's just suddenly a huge issue because now Kale has to make a decision of paying all of her attention to the Echo so she doesn't get assassinated, or paying all of the attention to her team and hoping that Galio can peel Echo off.
Right. Absolutely.
So, and it's one of those. It's especially a problem because Galio was the only health source on that team. So Galio then has to make a decision: do I tank the 4 members, or do I try and make sure Kale doesn't die to an Echo?
Speaking of health sources, Glacial Galaxy just picked Mundo, which I believe was banned against them last time. We've got a great in this draft right now. We've got a great sort of counter picks against each other where Frank's Little Beauty, who banned the Morgana last game, actually picked it this game, and then Glacial, which as Neptune said in the chat, she plays Zyra as well, immediately snags the Zyra from Frank's Little Beauties. So both teams kind of taking a pick from each other, but ultimately just ending up with solid champs. And Frank's Little Beauties gets the Trundle and now a set as well. I'm sorry, I do want to take a moment to read a new copy pasta that's in our chat, which is Plead the Fifth, aka Daddy, is a big juicy man with picks that will make you suffer and will carry at all times, while also having a great time. and that's a new one. And I think it's fun to read the new ones.
I think that's a good one.
It was very solid. This is a very creative community.
Now, something I want to point out about this draft. I didn't get to watch the first draft. I don't know what the pick order was.
Right.
But Frankville Beauties on blue side secured the Zyra for Fleet the Fifth. And this game, first pick, you see the Zyra on Neptune, which can only make me think that it was a first pick in both games. And I really enjoy the fact that Frankville Beauties just decided not to ban it and gave it to them so that they could both get to play their champion on their birthdays.
Yeah. That is really nice. Aw. Wow, tons of copy pastas. Sorry. We should also mention the lineup swamp, which Frank's Little Beauties is often wont to do. Spooky Man, as he normally does, has been swapped out. Cooney has been swapped out for Spooky Man. So now we've got Spooky Man versus Leap, and these two gentlemen used to be teammates, so they know each other pretty well, and that should be an interesting matchup up there.
So, a few things about this draft. First of all, I think Bug Sawyer, even though we've all seen Bug Sawyer's Trundle and know how spooky it is, I think he has a lot to prove on his Trundle.
Sure.
This game, there were multiple points that I forgot. Even though there are 3 that there's a Trundle in the game.
Sure.
So I think, just making plays early, setting his team up for success, is something that I'd really like to see out of him this game, because that Echo really overshadowed him.
Yeah, I do think that after a certain point, the Echo was, I mean, he's a goddamn time traveler, man. What are you supposed to do? But yeah, no, that Echo had a great misclicked, played really well that game. I don't necessarily think that Bug Sawyer played poorly. I just think, like, champ-wise, you are a Trundle whose way in is to run at an Ahri, Echo, Ezreal, Yuumi, like 4 of the slipperiest possible champions, and then you had an Ornn, which, like, you could steal stats from, but you probably weren't going to kill. So I just think that Trundle was in between a rock and a hard place just as a champion. But I do agree. Also, how do you feel about how Trundle fits into this game now that Glacial Galaxy has a much different lineup?
I think it works better. I think you're definitely right that last comp was a very difficult comp for Trundle to kind of get it, because other than top, there were no easy ganks. However, at the same time, if he gets let down by Zion, if he gets misplaced by a Vel'Kozi, or even knocked up by a KW, she's not going to have any other tools to get in.
Right.
Like, if he WEs and he meets one piece of CC, which there are a lot of on the side of Glacial this game, it's going to be very difficult for him to chase someone down. But if he does get on top of someone, if he gets on top of Zyra, if he gets on top of, they're in trouble.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a much less mobile team than last time for the side of Glacial Galaxy. Also, the Mighty Fool and Malicious. This is a different bot lane as well.
Oh, interesting. So, with that said, I do think, I'm not sure, right? So, Frank's Beauties have Set and Aphelios, which just my brain, knowing what those 2 champions do and that the fact they exist, makes me want to just automatically say that they have an advantage in this game.
Right.
But, like, as I look at Glacial, just the thought of having to deal with a Dr. Mundo and a Kayn in the late game sounds insufferable.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the side of Frank's Little Beauties really has the what would the word be? like they don't have a team comp that's going to let them win before Kane and Mundo become relevant.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. Again, it is going to come down, as it always does, to the performance here. I'm trying to think like. So, I mean, first of all, Buggleberry Finn in the mid lane playing a crazy different champion. Uh, the LeBlanc, obviously an assassin. I think if they can get a lead in the mid lane, especially early, just having that kill pressure is going to be enormous. Yeah, the health sources are just in different places. It's going to come down to this player performance. But Buggleberry Finn and Bug Sawyer already having warmed up from last game, coming into this next one. I remember Malicious played really well last time as well. But maybe there's something to be said for Glacial Galaxy coming in with 5 players who are like all on the same page from last game.
Something just occurred to me that vastly changes my outlook on this game.
Yes, please.
The only person who has any effective things to cancel a Vel'Koz ultimate is Set.
Won't.
Trundle can,
Yes.
with his E, if he keeps it up. But if he's going for a gank, it will usually be down.
Right.
But Aphelios, Morgana, LeBlanc cannot interrupt that. Particularly Aphelios and Morgana, because that means once Vel'Koz hits 6, if Varus lands an ult, you are eating the entire Vel'Koz ultimate.
That's such a good point. Yeah. I mean, 100%. God, yeah, that does put them into a rough situation. You have to look forward to eating a lot of damage.
Yeah, outside of that, I do think that LeBlanc is just a terror for a Zyra. Zyra has a horrible base health, and LeBlanc is a terrifying ranged assassin.
Absolutely.
With multiple jumps to get out of your roots, and will almost never be in range of your plants or even threatened by them.
Right.
So that's just a pain for Zyra. But other than that, I really don't know how this top lane matchup works out. I've never seen Dr. Mundo versus Set. I rarely see Dr. Mundo in general, but I just don't know. I can't think. I would imagine Set wins it because
I'm
he's
not
going to have
100%
increased
earlier.
healing.
I just do need to say one thing before we get into this game, which is, folks, the game might crash. We'll be back as soon as possible. We're going to keep an eye on the stream. We're going to keep an eye on Discord. So if we do go down, sing some sea shanties, keep each other's spirits up. We'll be right back. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's loading into games that does this. Old No Name, if you don't mind keeping an eye on the stream, and I'll keep an eye on Discord, just because I cannot look at anything else besides this game when it is streaming. And we'll see. We'll see if this is the problem. Arclight Vel'Koz, great skin. It's very bright. So it's very shiny. Lots of light bulbs. Oh, wow. Okay.